Ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight for another edition of NASCAR 21 Ignition, and this is going to be a good one here today, ladies and gentlemen. We are road course racing once again this season for just the second time this year, and it comes and takes place at the Sonoma Raceway. Yes, Sonoma Raceway, the site for our second road course race of the year, our ninth race total now in the custom schedule season. So far in the first 8 races, we have had 7 different winners and a lack of consistency with our driver, Christopher Bell. But remember back in the second race of the year at Circuit of the Americas, Bell had actually ran very, very well, was top 5 on speed. In fact, running third before running out of gas leading up to the first pit stop of the race. So going to have to pay very, very close attention to that fuel window. He is likely going to pit when everybody else does this time, so he doesn't go off strategy because I think he's going to have a good chance to win in this one. So, again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we are about to get into this race. Mikey Boy, welcome into the stream. First into the chat. Welcome many others. Hey, what do the point standings look like? Yes, so I'll tell you guys the different winners right now. Again, we've got 7 different winners in the first 8 races. I can't actually show you guys the point standings yet. I'm still a couple races behind. I really need to get caught up with that right now. So that way, hopefully going into tomorrow's race at Indianapolis, we can have an updated look at the point standings. But as far as the drivers with the win right now, all 4 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas have a win. In fact, Denny Hamlin, the only driver with 2 wins this year. Hamlin won the 500 and also won 2 races ago as well at Richmond. So Denny Hamlin, those are his 2 wins. Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell each have a win. Of course, our win with Bell came at Talladega 2 races ago. That is the only top 10 we've had so far this season, and one of only 2 races we've actually made it to the end of the race. Good thing going for Bell, though, going into the night is that we have finished each of the last 2 races. So never mind. We finished 2 of the last 3 races. That win was 3 races ago at Dega now already. Feels like it was only 2 because Martinsville was over in the blink of an eye last night. But hopefully we can get definitely all 90 laps in for this race today. I feel very, very confident we have a very fast race car. So those drivers have won. Cody Ware got the upset win at Coda after not making it to the end of the race. It randomized the finishing order, and Cody Ware ended up getting his first career win there. And then Chase Elliott is coming in off a win in the last race as well. So Chase Elliott also locked in. And then the 7th driver would be Joey Logano. Logano had a win in, I believe, the 3rd race of the season, if I remember correctly. So those are the drivers locked in as of right now. We'll take a look at the starting lineup for today's race, at least the top 10, the first 5 rows. At all Hendrick Chevy front row with Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott starting up towards the front of the field. Definitely the 2 favorites for today's race. I think we can all imagine that will be the case. Kyle Busch and William Byron will be in row number 2. Kyle Busch, a 3-time Sonoma winner. Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman in row number 3. Hamlin trying to become the first driver to win 3 races this season. Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon back in row 4. Brad Keselowski and Tyler Reddick rounding out the top 10 in row number 5. Dodgers and Harvick fan, DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream as well. So yes, as far as where we qualified, I don't. For some reason, it scored us in last. I'm not sure why. Ran 2 laps in session qualifying against session qualifying for the road courses in NASCAR. So usually run a couple laps, and then after the first couple laps, we end up. I simulate the rest of the round. If we made it to the top 12, then I'll run the entirety of the second round because the second round is 10 minutes. But the first round's like 25 minutes, so I wasn't just going to ride around for 25 minutes. So I ran 2 laps. I must not have made it to the top 12. It's weird, though, too, because I passed Ryan Blaney on my second qualifying lap, and Ryan Blaney qualified 11th in round 1. So that tells me that we are faster than Ryan Blaney, and we didn't even make it into that round. Now, Blaney could have went out and ran a faster lap after we pulled off the racetrack. That's very well possible, but at least those first 2 laps that we were both on the track running like nose to tail, I ended up passing him. So I definitely know we have a top 10 car for sure, but for whatever reason, it qualified us like 6 seconds off of the leaders. I don't know why it did that. I know we are not that slow. Again, I passed Blaney in qualifying, so I do think we have speed in the race car, but unfortunately, we have to start at the rear. So It's going to be a long haul through these 90 laps to try and get to the front, but not going to rush it. We got to take our time with this game, obviously, because we have seen what happens when we don't do that. Accidentally skipped through the intro for the start of the race. I was thinking it was going to take me to the second session, even though I wasn't in the second session. It just went right through the intro. So unfortunately, no national anthem, no Alex Hayden talking before the start of the race. But all right, let's get this underway. So that way we can get the Xfinity Series race underway tonight. We'll be doing live commentary for that. Let me get my volume up. And let me make sure the volume on the game is good. Yes, it is. All right, here we go. I'm Goo for Gaga. Welcome to the stream. So, yes, here we go. This should be a very interesting one, as always, with this game. Hopefully no glitches, question mark. We'll see. Green flag is already in the air. We're underway at Sonoma. Kyle Larson leads the field into the first turn. Already a lot of checking up going on right now in the SS. Bell's going to pass a bunch of cars 3 wide. Taking it very calm, though, even though he was aggressive in trying to make some passes. Cut the 51. Excuse me, Cody Ware off. Contact now with the back of James Davidson. These cars at the rear of the field are checking up big time. And Bell got into the right rear of Davidson, giving him some damage. He's just going to outbrake the 15 car here. About a half a lap in. Into the carousel. Justin Haley beats the 20 back to the gas. Oh my goodness. Why are they checking up so much? More damage to the nose of Christopher Bell. He is so slow going through the carousel. Was less than 70 miles an hour and trying to get back on the gas, but the cars at the rear of the field are super slow in the early going. Couldn't quite clear the 51 of Cody Ware that time. Ware is going to shoot the gap down to the inside. He's trying to stay undefeated on the road courses. Will bounce off the curb that time. Just kind of working through the throttle. Bell can't quite clear the 77 of Justin Haley yet. This is not going to be great to go side by side into the S's down the hill. Haley gets a little sideways, and Bell now gets into the 53 car. That would be Joey Gase. Really difficult to run with these slower cars. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Now into the hairpin U-turn. Look at how many spots Bell is gaining on the opening lap. They're running so slow. 16 miles an hour is Michael McDowell in the middle of this right-handed hairpin U-turn. And Bell just drills the back of McDowell to get to the 25th position. McDowell stays in front of him, but my goodness. I don't know why these guys are slowing up so much. Hopefully it was just because of the initial start of the race. We don't get any restarts in this one or any caution flags, and we hopefully shouldn't have that again, but that was a very slow first lap. It took almost 2 full minutes to get the first lap in. On a track that typically takes just over a minute and a half to make a lap. But hey, thanks for listening at work tonight, Tim. And again, for those of you just tuning in right now, we will have a live commentary for the Xfinity Series Championship race at Phoenix. Final live commentary race of the season. Bell trying to send it in on McDowell. He'll make the pass. McDowell maybe going to try to cross him over. Bell going to go a little bit wide now. Off the curbing, side by side, into the S's. And McDowell clears him right back. That was a great crossover by the 34. Jamming on the brakes into the S's is Bell, trying not to run into the back of the 34 car again. That allows McDowell to beat him back to the throttle now. Big bounce off the curb by the 34. He got loose. Little nudge. Bell coming in hot, just cleans out Joey Logano. Logano did not spin out. They are going super slow in that U-turn. They were 16 miles an hour again, and that's why Bell drove it into Logano. He's not hitting his marks and overrunning the corner. He's sticking to the inside, but they are slowing down tremendously. Again, they were 16 miles an hour on each of the first 2 laps of the race in that U-turn. That's a glitch that they definitely got to fix in this game at Sonoma. I did not notice that qualifying. In qualifying, Ryan Blaney, when we were racing around each other, were actually battling pretty good with one another. And he was keeping his speed all the way around the track, so I don't know why the AI is going this slow. Maybe it's just the drivers in the back half of the field. I mean, that could be as well, but that's going to be hectic getting through lap traffic throughout the course of this race. Bell's already got some damage to that race car right now. Hopefully it's not going to affect him too much. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. They're not as slow in this hairpin corner. This hairpin corner, they actually get through there pretty normally, about 40, 50 miles an hour. But, I mean, they go down to 16. Contact that time. Bell is going to go off course. He's going to give the spot back up, kind of unwillingly in the sand. Chase Briscoe gets by on the outside. There was contact getting into the S's between Bell and Newman, which knocked the 20 car sideways. He wasn't expecting Newman to check up in the S's like he did. Got into the side of him. Bell locking up the brakes. Oh my goodness. Might have clipped the 14 car. Logano gets back into him there on the inside. Bell was just trying to avoid as much as he could with those cars in front of him. Logano now with a crossover down to the inside into turn 1. Bell going to go wide for now. Up the hill. Bell stays back in front of the 22 of Joey Logano. Logano with a crossover. Bell going to outbrake him there. And a hold clear. All over the back of Ryan Newman. Looks to the outside, but he sends it too far. Into the sand. Did a great job keeping it off the tire wall, but he's going to lose a couple more positions again. And you wonder if the damage on the front bumper is hurting the turn in the 20 car. Because we are only a couple laps in. It is a pretty hot and slick day too, though. 86 degrees is the air temperature. And this bright sunny day in Northern California. That's not going to help with the braking as these tires get older. Tyler Burbeck, Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream as well. Oh my goodness. Bell is sliding around a lot more than what he was those first 2 laps. Lost a lot of time in the S's there again to the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Expecting a check up again in the S, or not the S's, but in that little hairpin corner, and that easily allowed for Bell to make a pass on the outside of Chase Briscoe in the 14. And once again behind the 22 of Joey Logano. It's always hot in California, indeed. I tried to make the temperatures about as accurate as I could. And maybe is it... I mean, then again, this race does take place in June, so maybe it would be 86 degrees. That seems pretty accurate. Obviously, in this part of the schedule, it's not that late. Not that late in the year. It's like middle of the season. This is still in the first quarter of the year, with it being the 9th race out of 36. So worth fixing the bumper damage? I don't know yet. I feel like it's definitely affected the handling of the car. The problem is that, like, you can't really fix damage in this game. Like, when you try to fix damage, it seems like it doesn't fix it at all. A little contact and the hairpin Logano into the side of Newman. That really messed Logano's exit up. That may allow Christopher Bell to try and make a pass. Not quite. Bell trying to get through the S's a lot better than Logano, and he does. Beats him back to the throttle, side by side, not going to be able to clear him, but Bell will have the advantage on the inside into the next corner, the next heavier braking zone, still side by side. Now Bell's clear. Now he's going to go to the outside to try and get around the 6 of Brian Newman. Doesn't want to end up in those tire barriers. He's going wide, and Bell's in the wall. Christopher Bell clips the wall. Newman gets back by, so does Joey Logano. Very fortunate that Bell did not blow a left front tire. Because he probably should have. I think the saving grace was he only hit the wall going about 20 to 30 miles an hour at the heaviest, and he didn't hit it head on. That time, he went in way too hot, trying to be aggressive to get around Newman, knowing that he was expecting a checkup. Logano sending it in on Newman. He makes contact now with the back of the 6 as they head into the carousel. Oh my goodness, no turn in the car that time for Bell. And again, Briscoe gets back around. These same 4 drivers just keep passing each other back and forth. Bell's not able to get back inside the top 20. NASCAR LOL, welcome to the stream. Newman with a defensive line that time on Logano. Logano's already put the bumper to the back of the 6 twice. Bell all over the rookie of Briscoe. And that 14 car sends it into the S's. Oh, what a pass by Christopher Bell. A power move into the S's. Briscoe checked up. Well, earlier, Bell noticed that and was able to make the pass. He's definitely using all the curbing he needs to. Shoots to the inside. Locking the brakes up this time. Not going to look to pass the 6 of Newman as... Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Bell is around. He's going to have to go the long way around the racetrack. He's parked right now trying to get out of the way, but there's oncoming traffic on the inside. It's not allowing Christopher Bell to get turned in the right direction as he blew a right front tire after piling it in to the tire wall on the inside of the racetrack. It seemed like I was hitting my marks there. Oh my goodness, yeah, that right front tire is down, and the car is not wanting to turn at all right now for Christopher Bell. This is going to be a long ride back into the pit lane. I mean, the car just does not want to turn to the left. It'll turn to the right perfectly fine. It just won't turn to the left. I mean, he's going to go lap down before he even makes it to pit road. He's got to slow the car down all the way to 50 miles an hour just to get the car to turn. Mostly right-handed corners coming up in the next half a lap to make it into the pit lane. Pit road speed limit is 40 miles an hour today at Sonoma, but an unscheduled stop for Christopher Bell. The only possible thing here is that this game makes for the AI to pit when they're only about halfway through their fuel tank. Bell's just going to blow right there. The car won't turn anyway. I guess he's not going to be a lap down quite yet. 4 fresh tires. Not going to really look to repair any damage. He does make it into the pit lane. The game took over, and that's why I hit the pit wall. And there's that first pit box for Bell after starting at the rear of the field. I know, that's the crazy thing. Like, they haven't announced when there's going to be a patch at all since the last patch that was, what, 9 days ago? On release day? Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Pumping out a lot of races. Thanks for the yeah, well, we haven't done the career. We've only uploaded 1 career mode episode. That's why we've got so many of the custom schedule races in. 1 a night. So there go the leaders. Now, the bright side, Bell's going to have fresh tires. He did not repair damage. He didn't want to waste any extra time. This is an agonizingly slow 40 miles an hour on the pit lane. So he works his way back to the start-finish line. It'll be lap 9 for him. Good news is if we get a caution, he will get the free pass as well, but he is going to have to hustle now. He was aggressive, but kind of taking his time at the same time. Now he's going to have to just be aggressive at all costs. And obviously hope that he doesn't blow another tire again, but I don't think, it just did not, it was so weird. I don't know if I got back to the gas on the curbing and that kind of turned the car to the right and that's why we hit the tire wall. I mean, that's very well possible because of how unstable it is on these 750 tracks getting back to the gas, whether it's an oval or road course. It's really, really tough to just slam back into the gas, and I wonder if I might have done it too heavily when we were underneath Logano there and we hit that wall, because it felt like I had enough room, like that wasn't even going to be an option to hit that wall, because we never made contact with Logano either. There's DiBenedetto in 17th. It's going to be a long haul here for Christopher Bell, but again, if the AI has to make an extra stop as well, Bell could be right back on the same strategy. He did not repair any extra damage there. Side draft in the 21 of DiBenedetto. Got right on that left rear corner panel. Oh, man, DiBenedetto did not give Bell any room. A little contact, and that almost ran the 20 car off the track. He's going to send it in on DiBenedetto, down low to the inside. DiBenedetto hits him again. That's twice DiBenedetto got into the side of Christopher Bell. Once on his right side and once on his left side. Even though Bell had pretty much all 4 tires on the curbing both times, he really couldn't go anywhere else. Closing in now on Eric Jones in the 43. Repair the damage. Oh my gosh! They check up so much! I mean, even the faster cars do. There's no way we're going to make it through this race without blowing another tire. I mean, they check up so much. It's not worth repairing the damage because we're just going to damage the car again. Bell into the back of Eric Jones, sliding to the outside. He's going to cross Jones over to the inside now. Into the heavy braking zone. Jones maybe going to try to get him back. Trying to. Bell going to try to fend him off. Oh, Jones got sideways and he got into Bell. That caused Bell to miss the corner. These drivers are not giving Bell any room in this one. It's hard to make passes as it is on road courses. This isn't making it any easier. Bell's got fresher tires. He knows he wants to get going. A little too hot. Kept it off the wall. And even with going that far wide, he still gets ahead of Eric Jones. That'll be the fresh tire advantage. What? I'm not hitting pit road anytime soon. See, the problem is with pitting off sequence, I have no clue exactly how far we can go on fuel. I don't know why he wants me to pit. I mean, we just pit. I'm not pitting. Oh, that almost went off the course again. Already gotten wide 3 times off the course. Now, granted, all of those were because of contact, but sneaking underneath Bubba Wallace, trying to side draft him just enough. He'll try to do it again. Wallace beats him back through the shifts. Bell into the heavy braking zone. That time he's not going to go that far wide. Wallace still going to try to cross him over. Almost got underneath him. That was close. Motorsport Games supposed to do the IndyCar game too. Uh-oh. Well, that ain't good. Yeah, we are not pitting anytime soon. Just gonna have to see when the AI pit exactly. And maybe take it a... Well, see, the thing is, at COTA, the pit window was about even. So it seems like they pit on the ovals at about halfway on fuel. The road courses, they seem to not do that. At least in the only road course we've ran so far. So we might just end up only being able to really take it a few laps past the rest of the field. And honestly, at that point, might as well pit with them. Because otherwise the leaders are just going to start gaining time. I don't trust that there's going to be a caution. Things get spread out way too far on the road courses. How heavily into the braking zone that Chris Buescher, the 17 car, went. Closed in on the 12 of Blaney in front of him. They battled for 13. Checking up in the S's. Bell was on the brakes that whole way on corner entry into the S's. And he still got into the back of the 17 of Chris Buescher. Makes the pass. Should get around Blaney this time with Blaney checking up and does. He's going to go a little bit wide, but that's all right, though. They check up enough. Oh, Truex not giving his teammate any room. I don't think Truex realized Christopher Bell was there. Good thing he didn't pinch him into the wall. That would have been a terrible way to blow a tire. Little slip. I will say, it's pretty cool to see the dust blowing across the racetrack. The sand, I should say, blowing across the racetrack. Again, the graphics out of this world, but it really doesn't matter. It honestly does not matter to me how good the graphics are when the game plays. Well, dog shit. No other way to really put it. Car's just starting not to turn that part of the racetrack. I think it's the damage because, you know, it was turning those first couple laps of the race, but once we got in the back of a couple cars too many, you can't repair all the damage anyway, and that's why I didn't repair any of it, trying to save time in that last, well, only pit stop so far for Bell. Bell's definitely getting through the S's really, really well. Look at how quickly he closed the back bumper of the 19. Gonna pull out a line, trying to make the pass. He tried to break early, expecting the checkup that Truex had that time. Starting to get the timing of when exactly they check up. Bell locks that right front tire up a little bit again. Oh my goodness, Stenhouse. It's like they just brake check. I thought he was going to get back into the gas right there, and he just slowed down even more. It's like they're on the brake all the way through the corner. They don't get back on the gas until it gets to the straight. Well, the good news is for Bell, with his fast race cars on road courses, the next race tomorrow afternoon will be at the Indianapolis road course at Bethane Brickyard for the Verizon 200. So, back-to-back road course races for the only time on the schedule this season. Making up 3 of the first 10 races on road courses. Man, that nose of the race car just keeps getting pushed more and more up. Oh, he might clean out the 47. A little bumper tag to the right rear. Bell cuts underneath Stenhouse. Will he clear him? Not yet. Stenhouse just going to let him go. Realized he didn't want to be on the outside heading into that corner. Bell hit his marks perfectly. When he's all by himself, he can get through that hairpin really, really well and gain a lot of time. Keselowski checks up. Bell using all the curbing on corner entry that time. With the RCR cars in the top 10. Austin Dillon in 8th. Tyler Reddick in 9th. My bad. When I said Logano has a win, that is not in the custom schedule season. Tyler Reddick had the win. Still have not seen a Ford win yet this season, the first 8 races. Gotta imagine that all 3 Penske cars are going to be due at some point. You'd have to imagine Harvick's going to be competing for wins throughout the course of the season. Keselowski with a defensive line there, so Bell tried to change it up with a wider corner entry. That should allow Bell to beat Keselowski back to the gas here. And he did, but he got off of the gas as soon as he got back in because he didn't want to make contact with the 2. On the outside of Keselowski. Into the assist, big block that time by Christopher Bell as he pulls clear. He's going to be coming in pretty hot here on Reddick. He's going to look to the outside, anticipating a checkup. Yep, right there. You can physically see and vividly see that they have 2 checkups about the time you're supposed to be rolling back into the throttle. So Bell timed it perfectly to make his pass around Reddick there. He's just taking mental notes throughout the course of this race.
One left. Clear.
Oh, Bell just sends it in! Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to completely wipe out the 3 of Dillon. He hit him once in the left rear and then kind of straightened him out in the left front. Dillon's dropping back, though. I think he may have an issue. That might have blown the left rear tire on Austin Dillon's race car. Trying to go to the outside. Oh, man, almost into the tire wall. Couldn't really go much higher. It's going to be the cleanest way to make a pass is on the outside in that final corner. Lows around Kevin Harvick. Got his teammate Denny Hamlin right in front of him now. Hamlin in 6th, so he is getting back to the front. Again, the fresh tires are overcoming the damage. About 8 to 9 lap fresh tires right now for Christopher Bell compared to the rest of the field. Looking to try and make a pass on Denny Hamlin. He's sliding around a bit more, but not as much as these other cars. Alex Bowman, William Byron. 200 Chevrolets just up the way. Got to assume that Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, who started on the front row, are still up there as well. All 4 Hendrick cars may be in the top 5. I know Kyle Busch qualified really well, so he is probably the only non-Hendrick Chevy up towards the front. Good pass that time for Bell over Hamlin. That's before the heavy braking zone coming up. Oh, and Hamlin gives the bumper to the 20. He was on the brakes a little late that time. despite not hitting Bell square at all and into a heavy braking zone, Bell was able to hang on to the race car. Didn't really get all that sideways, surprisingly. They check up that time for Alex Bowman. Bell on the curbing. You can see the 48 wiggling around as he tries to pick the throttle back up again. Bell gonna try to outbrake. Oh no, another tire down on Christopher Bell, and it's as he just drilled the 4th place driver of William Byron. And again, that was another one that was his fault, just taking the corner way too deep. I mean, he knows at this point that they check up so much, but goes the 48 car now, going to gain a position. Might as well make the full repairs at this point. I mean, this is just... Oh, man, can't get the car to turn. And Hamlin gets wiped out. Bell just took out his teammate Denny Hamlin. Hamlin's still sitting back there at the top of the hill trying to get the car rolling in the right direction as he falls outside the top 10. Bell cannot get the car to turn with the flat left front tire and the body dragging. What an ugly race. As are pretty much every race in this game. We have not had a smooth race. Like, even the race at Dega we won. I'm not going to say we only won because the rest of the field DNF, but obviously it helped us. Like, we would have had a shot to win, but we would have still had to survive all the shenanigans. And we luckily did, but we only had to survive shenanigans for about the first, like, 50 laps of the race. Just gonna... Screw it. Car's not turning. That would be a course penalty, but... Oh, man, well, Denny Hamlin just cut the course, too. Pass in the sand. I don't even know how Hamlin had enough grip to do that. Why? Why does it just, like, turn left like that? I get the tires flat, but, I mean, come on. Come on, game. Oh, can't imagine Gibbs is going to be happy with that. Yeah, probably not. How many more flat tires do you think we get the rest of this race? Again, even with full I shouldn't have even tried to repair damage, because with full damage repair in this game, you can obviously see this is not helping. Like, they're patching the door. It didn't fix the damage whatsoever. All it does is waste time. No more damage repair the rest of the race. I don't care if we blow another tire. The damage repair just takes way too much time. The rest of the field still has not pit. Well, now Bell's definitely going to have to go. But he's made 2 pit stops in this race already, and this may be a 2-stop race for everybody. And obviously, he is not going to make it on just one more. TRG Eternal Tornado, welcome to the stream. How am I enjoying the game so far? I'm not enjoying it whatsoever, to be completely honest. I'm having fun with the shenanigans from time to time, you know, making jokes about it, but it gets old. It's been over a week now, and they haven't had a single patch since the release date to the public on last Thursday. Bell's got really, really fresh tires now, so he's going to have to be even more careful. He's 2 laps down on the racetrack, I do believe. Actually, no, never mind. It looked like the leaders of Elliott and Larson were behind him, so Bell is 1 lap down still. And I believe he's still the only car lap down. If we somehow got a caution right now, he'd be back on the lead lap with the free pass. Worst case scenario, he could stay out and take the wave around, considering the fact that he just pit. So it's not all that bad yet. Bell's just got to somehow get through this traffic cleanly. Yeah, the damage is realistic. It's just like it doesn't repair any of it, though. Like, I would expect it to repair at least a little bit, but especially when you make full damage, repair. But it doesn't fix anything. It shows them trying to fix it, but it doesn't actually fix anything. Bell to the inside of Priest. He's going to jump to the outside in the middle of the corner on the 78 of BJ McLeod. That was perfect. Perfect way to weave in and out of lap traffic. Nice to have fresh tires again, though. I mean, they do have pace car glitches in this game. Just depends on what you're looking for out of a pace car glitch. Trying to anticipate where 52 car Josh Balicki was going to break. Bell's just going to whip right around him on the outside. Oh, yeah, this is just scrap metal at this point. I'm just hoping we get a decent finish. We still got a ways to go. We just got to keep the car clean the rest of the race. It's just so hard because the AI just brake checks in the heavy braking zones way too much. Like right there. Cindric should not be braking that early, getting into the corner, and we had to jam the brakes just to keep it off of him. Every time we jam the brakes, it's only using more of those front tires. Not all the tire smoke is for me locking it up either. It's just the game, for whatever reason, doing that. Fondale Ellery, welcome to the stream. I was coming in hot on the 66 of Timmy Hill. Making the pass at him on the... That's probably the best we've got through that first Esses all day long. And we made a pass on... I guess not a lap car. I guess these are the back of the lead lap cars right now. They're looking to make a pass on Justin Haley. The car's not turning. Oh, my goodness. Locked the front tires up. The car just did not turn at all. It didn't feel like we were going through there that fast. Thankfully, Bell did not blow another tire again. Lucky. It's so easy to overstep. Like, you guys see me in... I mean, the cars are so much harder to drive in this game, too. Like, there's, like, no grip. It feels like at all. Like, how many times in NASCAR Heat 5 or in any other, like, NASCAR video game we've ran on the channel do I blow corners at road courses? Like, hardly at all. Like, lucky to do it more than 3 times in a race, and it's like every couple laps I'm missing a corner completely in this game. Like, everything from any other, like, NASCAR racing game, like, you can't take that into consideration on any track here. It's like the corner entry, you know, how much you have to brake getting into the corner. I feel like I have to apply more brakes in this game. Oh, man. Narrow pass on the outside. Looks like Kyle Busch is in the pit lane right now. Hopefully that's... Yeah, it is a scheduled stop. There's a decent amount of cars in the pits and working their way out of the pit lane right now. Bell's carrying a lot of speed up the hill. Towards that back bumper, the 42 of Ross Chastain. The physics in NASCAR Heat 5 are not that bad. I mean, when you have the stability help right on the road courses, it's not bad at all, really. Without stability help on the road courses, yes, it's bad. But on the ovals, it's not bad at all, I don't think. I mean, there's some of them that are, you know, iffy, but not that bad. Especially in comparison to this. I mean, that's light years a better game. And that's not even the best game in the NASCAR Heat Series. My opinion, at least. Bell going to make a pass that time on Timmy Hill. Justin Haley in the 77 car. I think he's going to pit. Oh, he might have wanted to pit there. Bell took his line away if he did. Oh, and he just runs right into the side of Christopher Bell. Wonder if Haley's upset that Bell didn't let him into the pits and he just doored him that time. Like, hey, I was supposed to pit there. Bell didn't see a hand out the window. I didn't realize he was, you know, going to consider pitting until we got close to the pit lane. And thank goodness he didn't just take me out right there. Most games they actually would. They would just commit to pit anyway. They don't care if you're there. It's like the only time the AI actually gives you some room in this game for whatever reason. Not on every track either. And Sonoma, obviously, for some reason. And Bell just sideswipes the 53 of Joey Gase, making the pass on him. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one, Tyler. Well, the best that Bell's gotten through that corner all race long. And the leaders of Larson and Elliott still in line behind Bell. Bell going really wide there. Surprised the car actually turned in the sand that time. Usually it doesn't. Got lucky. I will say the AI seemed to be pretty smooth, like getting into the pits and getting out of the pits in this track for whatever reason, because any other track they struggle. Still got a lot of cars leaving the pit lane right now. Christopher Bell still scored in the last place position, obviously having to pit twice versus everybody else once, and he had lengthy pit stops, considering lengthy pit stops and lengthy time getting into the pits because of having a tire down. He had a right front tire down first, then a left front tire down the second time. Oh, big checkup. Custer checked up and actually kind of gassed it up in the middle of the corner and almost got underneath Ryan Blaney. Well, Christopher Bell was expecting that at all. Bell trying to outbrake Custer. Custer slipping and sliding. I don't think he's made his stop yet. Little nudge to the left rear corner panel of Blaney's race car now. Side by side into the hairpin right now. Newman off the curbing. Going to race Cody Ware cleanly. Custer sends it into another tight corner. This time on the 20 of Bell. They're still side by side. Custer's going to pull clear. Oh, what a move by Bell. It looked like the 41 of Custer was clear, and Bell sent it in there and somehow kept the car on the racetrack. Using all the curbing. Cody Ware's kind of holding these guys up, I think, though. Stacking them up. And Ware's going to pit this time. Bell in a great spot to get around Blaney. Going to go wide in the middle of the corner. That's going to help him get a good run on Ryan Newman. Struggle to pick the throttle back up. Evan Board 23, welcome to the stream. Checking up turn one. Into this first S's. Bell going to make the pass. Nice clean one on Ryan Newman. That's about as easy as you can pass Newman in real life or a video game. It's right there. It was not like trying to pass a kidney stone that time. Working the gas all the way through that corner. So the rest of the field has been pitting at about lap 20, roughly. So that tells me they're going to have to actually pit 4 times in this race today. I was expecting maybe about 3 stops at the most, but it looks like it's going to be 4 for them. Bell has pit twice already. First stop was at lap 7. When was the second stop? Can anybody go back in the stream and let me know so I don't run out of fuel, because our crew chief is not going to tell us when we're low. He tells us to pit like every lap after we pitted the first time, so I'm going to need your guys' help so that way we don't run it out of gas, because there's no telemetry. Just need to go back and see what lap I pitted on the second time around. I think it was lap 16, but I could be wrong. Might have been after that. Bell gets into the side of Briscoe. Back in the gas maybe a little too soon compared to the 14. Just knocked Briscoe out of the way again, it looked like. Briscoe finally lets the 20 through. Bell looks to the high side on Suarez. Got into that corner perfectly. Makes the nice easy pass. And Christopher Bell is 1 lap down. Almost went off the track again. All 4 tires up on the curbing. Got through it, though. Little power sliding. Off the exit of the carousel. Now onto another long straight. Another heavy braking zone. A lot of heavy braking zones at Sonoma, especially with this layout that the Cup Series has been running with the last couple of seasons with that extra carousel. Wow, what a move on Almirola. Bell just rolled right through the S's beautifully that time. Almirola not braking as heavily as Bell thought he would. He had to drive it in a little bit deeper, but he does clear him with a clean pass. DiBenedetto checking up quite a bit. Bell knew he wasn't going to get to him, though, so he hooked the bottom line beautifully and just decides to close right in. I am using an automatic again. Still not used to the shifts on this game. I have been using manual for the ovals, but the road courses until I get used to the new controls with the triangle and circle being my shift instead of R1, L1. I don't want to be missing any shift. It's hard. We're obviously having a hard enough time tonight as it is. '21 wheel hopped. You can see those front tires chattering. Bell closed in on him quite a bit. He's going to have a good chance to pass him now. No, not quite. DiBenedetto with the block, and Bell got into the back of him. A little bump and run. And now the 21 lets Christopher Bell through. I was wondering if I was carrying too much speed into there. Definitely went wide. DiBenedetto almost got back underneath. Really wide exit for Christopher Bell, but that was just what he needed to do to get back in the gas to be able to pull clear the 21 car again. Bell locks the tires up, actually got the car to turn beautifully, even with locking those tires up to make the pass on the inside. Chris Buescher, instead of having to go the long way around on the top. Gonna look to make a pass. Uphill into the first S's on Bubba Wallace. Nice and cleanly done. See, Joey Logano's up to 14th. He's moving up after qualifying and starting right around 22nd. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm either going to have to pause it and go back to see when I pitted last so I don't run out of fuel, or somebody else is going to have to help me out down in the chat. So I'm not sure when I pitted that second time we blew the left front tire. I do not want to run out of gas. I mean, we already have to kind of guess exactly how far we could take it. Started seeing drivers pit about lap 20-ish. So that's probably what we're going to shoot for, is a 20-lap run. But I know it's been over 10 laps. It's got to be over 10 laps. Oh, that could have been a blown tire. Car was not turning off into the sand. Look at this huge line of lap traffic. Bell blows around the outside of Joey Logano. Gets to the outside of Eric Jones. That was a huge checkup. Oh, Jones just gets into the side of Christopher Bell. Denny Hamlin back to 11th after being spun by the 20 after Bell couldn't turn the race car into that very corner that we just rolled through. He couldn't turn because he had the left front tire down and was struggling to get the car turned specifically to the right. Stenhouse Jr. currently in the top 10. Bell maybe going to look to try and back this corner up so he can maybe get around Reddick off the exit of this hairpin. Nope. Reddick hit his marks too, though. It actually beats the 20 back to the throttle. Into the S's. Bell carries more speed. Oh, he got into the left rear. That could have turned the 8. Luckily, it didn't turn him. Oh, big bounce off the curb. Reddick goes sideways, keeps it on the racetrack. Gonna make for an easy pass, it looks like, though, for the 20. Gets around Hamlin on the inside, too, thankfully. Stenhouse on the outside. He just passed 3 cars in that one turn. He's kind of weaseling his way through. Truex in front of him in 9th place. He may get back on the lead lap here. He's got fairly equal tires. I mean, they got a little bit fresher tires. Less than 5 lap fresher tires than Bell. Bell's definitely in a rhythm, more so than any other part of the race so far. We're still not halfway. Trying to outbrake that 19. He did. Makes the pass. Truex with a great crossover, though. Truex sliding around. Bell almost pushed more on the tight side. Bell to the inside of Truex. Truex on the block. Truex going to block the inside now. Bell with a wider entrance into the corner. This is going to help the exit. Off the curbing. Truex hangs on in front of him again. Bell backing up the S's. Now he can gas it up in the center. Oh, no, gassed it up too soon. Got to the outside of Truex and he couldn't hold it. Probably the toughest area of the pass on this racetrack. looked to make a pass on the outside. Nope, I had to go to the inside at the last second or he was going to run into the back of the 19. Still gets into the 2. About 20 miles an hour. Still beat the 19 back to the gas, even with the contact with Brad Keselowski. Into the assist. Oh my goodness, I didn't think Bell was going to get the car slowed up in time. Bell makes a nice clean pass on Austin Dillon now. Only the top 6 cars, as far as the lead lap cars, are in front of him. Not sure exactly how far ahead Larson and Elliott are, though, and those are the 2 leaders. And have absolutely dominated this race so far. Man, Byron is lazy getting back to the gas. Bell still got into him. Byron pinching Bell off now. Bell right there. Tried to side draft the 24, but the contact actually slowed Bell down instead. Byron slides, though, and Bell gets down to the inside with a crossover. He's going to outbrake him. Just got to the outside of Kevin Harvick without running into him. Harvick stuck behind the 36 car. That would have been David Reagan. Harvick actually in 5th. And this is a past 4 position, should be, for Bell on Reagan. So for the first time since blowing a right front tire at lap 7, Christopher Bell is no longer in last place. On speed, he has made time back up to the rear of the lead lap. Just past David Reagan for 39th. That tells you all 40 cars obviously still on the track. Not too many are a lap down, but now Bell's going to have to race his way into the free pass position if we did somehow get a caution. The only caution-free race of the season so far was Talladega. That's because everybody DNF'd under green flag conditions except for the race winner, Christopher Bell. And when Bell's by himself, he hits his marks beautifully around this racetrack. It's just a big guessing game, and it's not too consistent except for just a couple corners on where exactly the AI are checking up in their heavy braking zones. There's Austin Cindric for position just up ahead as well. Christopher Bell going to close that gap. Going to go to the outside. Didn't want to go that far wide, though. Oh, man. I thought Cindric was going to run all the way out to the wall. Not quite. Side by side as they almost made contact. Into turn 1, Bell sends it in on Cindric, who we know as being a good road course racer, but only part-time in the Cup Series. Is the rookie Cindric. At least in real life in the 33 car he ran part-time. He may be running full-time this season. Oh my goodness, into the side of the 78 of BJ McLeod. Will bump and run to get to the inside and make the pass on him in the carousel. Another pass for position, getting Christopher Bell now to 37th. Cody Ware only about 3 seconds ahead of him in 36th. I believe Cody Ware is the next driver Bell will try to catch for position. Yeah, it is Cody Ware up the way. 51 car for Rick Ware Racing. Probably going to be able to get him in this next corner. How heavily they check up. Bell knew it, so he goes to the outside. Barely beats the 51 of Ware back to the gas. Cody going to try to side draft Christopher Bell. They almost made contact. That was really close. Bell cuts him off and clears him before they got into turn 1 and gets into the S's really well. Timmy Hill for position now, just a couple car lengths in front of Bell. Timmy slid the front tires.
One left. Clear.
Bell trying to cross Hill back over. Gonna try to make the pass, barely keeping it on the asphalt. Off the curb, runs the 20 car wide, but luckily he cleared the NBM 66 of Timmy Hill. Bell has brought this car back to life, but he's obviously kind of blowing through the braking zones on the older tires. Should be getting some fresh ones here fairly shortly. Might be able to get another pass for position here before they get into that next heavy braking zone. Bell with a little bumper tag to the back of the 53. Case looks like he just kind of pulls up out of the way. Bell on the curbing makes the pass for 34. A lot of clean room now in front of Bell. Bell hard into the braking zone. He was able to do it with nobody directly in front of him, though. That corner alone was a second and a half faster than Joey Gase, the car he just passed. We're at lap 35, 36 for the race leaders. Christopher Bell being one lap down still. Oh man, that was a gigantic bounce off the curb. I'm surprised that didn't upset the handling more. Thought we were going to spin out for a second. I'm going to have to pause it and go back and see when I last pitted. Because it has to be very close to 20 laps ago, and I do not want to run out of fuel. Really wide. Got good turn in the car, though. Surprisingly, with the old tires that time around. Oh, we're almost halfway there. I don't know why there's no fuel gauge in this game. And this game's, like, the fuel gauge isn't even accurate in this game either, so that makes it even harder to tell, you know, where you're at exactly on fuel. Alex Bowman in the 48 car. In fourth place, Josh Bilicki, another Rick Ware car in 33rd, just in front of him. Justin Haley in 32nd. Bell going to go wide. Really, really wide. It's going to cost him time. He was closing in pretty quickly there on Bowman. Bell really good in the S's again. If it wasn't for this damage, I think Bell might have the fastest car on the racetrack. Might be risky to go to the inside.
Got one left.
He's going to try it. Oh, my goodness. He barely cleared the 52. It looked like the 48 car also made a pass around the Rick Ware 52. Josh Balicki. Oh, sent it in there and passed 2 cars. I think with Balicki being the front car in front of Bowman, that is what allowed Bell to be able to make that pass. Oh, my goodness. Heavily into the back of the 77.
Clear. Got one right. Still there. Clear.
That's about as hard as we've made contact with another car all day. Luckily, it didn't blow a tire that time.
Stay left.
Oh, a little rub. And watch that right front.
Clear.
Another pass that time for Bell. That one was definitely not clean. It took a couple bumps to get by Haley. I'd imagine NASCAR Heat 4 is, even with the DLC, is probably cheaper now than NASCAR 21 Ignition.
One left.
Even for the standard edition. Nice pass on James Davidson. So just like that, Christopher Bell back inside the top 30. In 30th position. It's Quinn Houff right in front of him. I thought Houff wasn't going to give him enough room. Bell just got to the outside.
One left.
Now he cuts to the inside into the S's. Bell to 29th. Again, this is on speed. I'm pretty sure Bell won't have to pit an extra time from here to the end compared to the rest of the field, especially as far as he is stretching this fuel tank. I don't think he's going to want to stretch it past lap 40, though. Because ideally, if we make it 25 laps, which in my guesstimation would be lap 40 to lap 41, it'd be about 25 laps into the run. So if we could just go 2 to 3 more laps on fuel, we should make it on 2 stops. One more after the next. And a few laps. It's risky, obviously, with no telemetry. Especially considering the fact that he has made his way up to 29th on speed, but he really would like to make it on one last stop if he can help it. Now, with doing that, you know, there will be a run for a good 15-lap stretch. He's going to have a lot older tires than everybody else. But he's going to hope the lap traffic may get in front of the leaders enough that he won't lose as much time. Steve-O, welcome to the stream. Probably the best he has gotten into that hairpin corner, even with a decently late break. I last pitted at lap 17. Oh, okay. So it'd be 24 laps if we can get to lap 41, which is what I'm shooting for. 2 more laps and then we'll pit. That would mean one of well, we're gonna have to go another lap beyond that on fuel. It's gonna be super close. I'm nervous. Just because there's no telemetry to actually tell if Bell's going to be able to make it. He's got a lap and a half until he pits. Thanks for letting me know, by the way, DB. Oh, my goodness. That's going to slow the car down. Not going to save fuel, though. Struggling on old tires right now is Christopher Bell. He's still running some decent pace compared to the rest of the field, but he is struggling with grip. I hope they all pit right around lap 42. I mean, if they end up doing that, I wonder if they can make it on 2 stops to the end. Because if they have to pit a 3rd time, then in the end, Bell will pit 4 times total, but so will the rest of the field. So the only time he will have lost was just the time it took for him a half a lap twice to get to the pits on a blown tire. which in a sense is pretty much a full lap of just kind of coasting around the track. Where's Larry Max Trends? Yeah, we definitely need Larry Max Trends. All right, one more full lap for Bell. I think we got to pit this time. Hope everybody else has to pit twice yet to the end, which I'm thinking they might. Well, they'll have to pit twice. Well, they have to pit 3 times is what I meant to say. And if they pit 3 times, we might actually have a shot to win this. Because we will have had the same amount of stops as everybody else. And having fresh tires, that second run for us, helped gain so much more time. Russ Castro, welcome to the stream. Still got to survive, though. We still have just over half the race to go. We've survived to this point, but things are a lot more spaced out now. I'd actually like this to stay green. I feel like with the way the cautions are in this game, we might be out of luck. I think I'm going to push it one more lap. Yeah, one more. We got open traffic ahead of us. Bell will not catch another car on the next lap, so take that to his advantage. Bell will stay out of the pits again. Lap 41 for him this time by. Now, he is 1 lap down, but we're assuming he'll get back on the lead lap before the finish. This will make it 24 laps into this run. So that means he'll have to go 25 and 24. So he can go 24 again the next run. Pit with 25 to go and just hope he can make it a lap longer after that for the final stop. Or for the final run. And, you know, at that point, maybe we can coast it back to the checkered flag on that last lap if we run out of gas versus coast it back to the pits. It'll cost us less time in the long run. And obviously we can get fresh tires back on compared to the rest of the field. Extremely fresh tires compared to the rest of the field right now. So Christopher Bell has made his bet up. He will pit in a half a lap. Just needs enough fuel to make it through the next couple corners. Really slid the tires there. Hard in the braking zone. Kept it on the racetrack though. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Barely kept it off the wall. Using that little bit of banking in the sand that time. Bell was dirt tracking it at his very best. He does know how to do that. 3-time Chili Bowl champion. Won it in 3 consecutive years as well. Some World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series wins under his belt as well. So Christopher Bell will pit this time. Doesn't want to speed. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. And he gets down in time. Yeah, just drive it into the wall for me. So he'll pit from 29th. 2 stops to the end of the race for Bell. 1 more after this. Larry Mack would say conventionally Sonoma cars pit 20 to 24 laps for fuel and tires if caution comes out. Don't be surprised if the whole field pits. Yes, that does sound like something Larry McReynolds would say. Oh, Michigan State lost to Purdue? Wow. Well, that helps my Michigan Wolverines out. Assuming we win out, of course. Should win tonight. We play Indiana. Alright, so Bell will not lose another lap here. He will still be 1 lap down. Worst thing right now is if a caution came out before the rest of the field pits, but I think he'll be able to make enough time back up. He should be back on the lead lap by the time the rest of the field pits again. And ideally, again, if they pit, there's no way they're going to go 40 laps. So even if they pit at, let's say, lap 50 and they go 30 laps into this run, that's still 20, 30, 30. That would still leave them about 10 laps short on fuel. So as long as they pit before lap 53, 54, they'll definitely have to pit 2 more times. Bell only has to pit 1 more from here, hopefully. And We'll see how it rides out. He's got extremely fresh tires right now. He's got about 22 lap fresher tires than the rest of the field. And he's going to be running some of his fastest laps of the race. Considering he's had the damage from lap 3, so that would be the case. And he was in heavy lap traffic those first few laps anyways. And this maybe right here with having all... And he couldn't have come out in a better spot out of the pits. I mean, look at this. There's no traffic around him, either behind him or in front of him. Granted, the car's behind him. With him on fresher tires, it wouldn't catch him anyway, but... I mean, this is a dream scenario right now for Christopher Bell to try and make up time on the leaders. Best lap of the race for himself is a 138.614. This time by at the line. Well, I guess this will actually be the lap because that was his out lap out of the pits. So this lap right here will probably end up being his quickest. Very, very late into the braking zones, but he can afford to do it right now. Yeah, they're in Mexico tomorrow, I think, for the F1 race. I believe. Oh, okay, that worked. Very aggressive into the braking zone again. Time for Bell. Feathering the throttle. Just see how much the car was hanging out. Biggest blind corner on the racetrack for sure. You're in traffic, you're just really relying on the cars ahead of you to hit their marks. We got some cars ducking into the pits at lap 43, so... Yeah, with them pitting right now, they are definitely... Bell makes a nice pass on Ryan Preece. On the inside, gets to the outside of the 52 of Balicki for position. Bell to 32nd now. Preece was also forward position. So they're going to be fairly equal tires. Bell has about 22 lap fresher tires now for about a 3 to 4 lap stretch before some of the field is starting to pit for their second stops of the race. Bell has pitted 3 times so far. Bell will have to make it on one more, but he is going to have to stretch that final run an extra lap compared to what he did on that last run. Outbreaks James Davidson with ease. Davidson just can't get the power down in time. Bell threw a safety block just in case. Quinn Half in front of him. Bell hugging the curbing. Can't quite clear the 0-0 yet. Should be able to pass him on the outside into this hairpin. Oh yeah, with ease. He went a little wide though. Half couldn't stay underneath him. Oh. Getting those 2 tires off into the sand there really messed up the exit to the S's. Trying to cut the car back to the right. It didn't want to turn. Well, the reason it even turned that much because the tires only have a couple laps on them. Bell's last lap, by the way, was only 15 one-thousandths of a second slower than his fastest lap of the entire race prior. Is that Chase Elliott? It is Chase Elliott. Who is in second. So it doesn't look like Bell is going to be back on the lead lap. Almost got into the 9 car there. He needs to keep the pressure on the 9 of Elliott. Elliott's got to race him hard. Alan Gustafson has to be telling his driver how fast Bell is right now, and they only have about 5 lap difference of tires, 4 to 5 laps. Elliott with a block. Bell gonna try to send it into the hairpin to the high side. He faked low, went high, a little too wide though. He's gonna lose some time here. But he does beat Elliott back to the gas to gain whatever time he lost on corner entry, right back on the exit. A little bumper to the back of the 9. To the outside. Undercuts the corner. He faked high, goes low. Now he's in a great position to pass Chase Elliott. Already on the inside before getting into the braking zone into this tight hairpin corner. He will pass the second place car of Chase Elliott. Kyle Busch is the leader. Not sure if he has pit yet or not, though. He may have already. Bell into the S's. Chastain went wide. Bell almost got around him as they battle for 24th. Great set of corners that time for Bell as well. Down to the inside into the hairpin. He gets into that right rear of Chastain. 42 car hangs on. Bell sent it a little too hard. Great turn in the car, though, on corner exit. Into the left rear of Chastain again. Sure, Chastain can't be too happy about this. Bell on the curbing. Hugging the curbing. He still can't get around the 42 car. Chastain being very difficult to pass. Into the S's. Another nudge to the back of the 42. That time it got him out of the way. Oh, Chastain might have ran back into him again. Gotta watch the fenders. Don't want to blow a tire here. Bell will finally clear Ross Chastain before the heavy braking zone. Kyle Busch, the leader, is the next car in front of his teammate Christopher Bell. Bell got back in the gas a little too soon there. Almost got in the wall. Yeah, I don't know why the Cup qualifying's on CNBC. I don't know what's going on in NBC Sports right now that they can't show the Cup qualifying there. But nice marketing. Christopher Bell's up to 18th, ladies and gentlemen. We still had some drivers cycling through the pit stops when Chastain and Bell were presumably battling for 24th. Bell, the first car, 1 lap down. Pushed a little too hard there. Busch pulls back away. It's been a long time coming, but Bell was 2 laps down at one point. Trying to get back on the lead lap. No cautions. Played the pit strategy out about as well as he could, and we know that the rest of the field will have to pit twice. Bell may be able to make it on one more stop. So now can he gain a half a track on Busch once he gets around him? The sooner he can get around him, better chance he's going to have of trying to run him down. Kyle Busch trying to get his second win of the season. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 5 of the first 8 races. Busch has 400 cars, though, right behind him. Not directly behind him, but 4 positions, 2nd through 5th. Elliott in 2nd, Larson in 3rd. Byron Bowman have been swapping back and forth in 4th and 5th. Last we saw, Bowman had the position. Bell to the inside of the 18, inside of the 17 as well. And just like that, he outbreaks both cars. Now, Kyle Busch did get around the 17 of Buescher as well. Daniel Suarez in the pit lane. Maybe an unscheduled stop for him. That's another position for Christopher Bell. And another spot right in front of him for grabs with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Outbreaks him into the S's. And Christopher Bell, don't look now, but he has just cracked the top 15. What a comeback this could be on NASCAR 21 Ignition of all games. We still have about 40 laps to go in this race. 42 to be exact. Westman, welcome to the stream. Definitely hit that like button, everybody. Only 8 likes on the stream right now. We've had consistently near 20 people watching this entire race. And as we are in the second half of this one, we might see one of the greatest comebacks in the channel's history if Bell could somehow put himself in contention. After 2 flat tires in the first 16 to 17 laps of the race, putting him 2 laps down, he has closed in as he gets to the outside of Briscoe. That was 4 position for 14th. Byron with a big block that time. Into the final set of corners to try and hang on for 13th. Eric Jones is in 12th, not that far up ahead. Byron to the inside of the lap car right now of David Reagan. Bell's just going to have to follow him. The sand blowing across the racetrack. Now Bell's trying to get around the 36 of Reagan. He will. He outbrakes him. He may get to the inside of Byron. Not quite. Byron beats him back to the gas again, but he's not going to be able to hold on for much longer. Bell needs to make these passes cleanly, though. He didn't repair damage under the last stop. I know he did pass Chastain very cleanly a little bit ago, but you don't want to risk blowing another tire because that is going to be a setback too far late in the race and already being... Although he's made his time back up at 14th. Well, this is a great move. Byron going to pull the block, though. Bell's going to look to the inside. Byron's going to kind of run him a half a lane down lower than what he wanted. And Bell almost got clipped off the front bumper of the 24. He sent it in maybe a little too hot. Bell going to work right back with him again. Into the S's, side by side. Contact. 24 got the worst of it, and the 20 of Bell is up to 13. Tires will stay on the race car. Quickly closing on Eric Jones. Oh, man. Pushing it maybe a little too hard. Sending it into the next hairpin corner regardless. Clears Eric Jones for 12th. .40 to go, this time by for Kyle Busch. Lappers coming out of the pits. Oh, this is going to get tight. 3 wide at Sonoma. Bell backed out of the gas. He realized they were not going to make it through that corner 3 wide. They were coming up on the Rick Ware car of Joey Gase. And Gase still holding Kurt Busch up. Finally, Kurt clears him. Oh, man. Got to be careful. Could have blown a left front tire. Contact between Gase and Christopher Bell. Gase is not pulling over for the 20. He's got fresh tires because he just came out of the pits. Probably another reason why Kurt Busch and Christopher Bell were having a little bit of a hard time trying to pass the 53 of Gase. Bell gets around him that time, though, and he's going to have to try to run back down on Kurt Busch for 11. Gains a lot of time in the S's. And he is right there. Kurt brakes early. Bell braked late. And still beats Kurt back to the gas. Clear for 11th. Truex in 10th, only a second ahead. Keselowski just in front of Truex. Truex checks up into this turn again. Bell just going to try to cross him over. He faked high, went low. Truex blocked both lanes. Into turn 1, a lot of speed coming for Bell. Can he get around his teammate? Yes, he does, quickly and cleanly. And just like that, Bell is in the top 10 for the first time today. No adjustments. Raw speed out of the 20. Poor qualifying effort put him back in traffic early in the race where he ended up blowing a couple tires, but the resiliency that this 20 team is showing on full display today may be proving why they could be a playoff contender. Horse racing over NASCAR. I mean, I can see if it was a Triple Crown race, but they're far past that this season. We got a battle for ninth between Truex and Bell. Or sorry, Keselowski and Bell. Truex in 10th. Falling behind a little bit more. Bell working on Keselowski. Couldn't get him there. Brad getting out of the gas early. Bell completes the pass with ease. Christopher Bell now to a race-high 9th place position. Joey Logano's got a pretty fast car today, too. Again, he qualified 22nd. He's up to 8th place, methodically moving his way through the field. Bell, oh, man, that was close. He got in the wall, but I say close because you don't want to blow a tire at this point. Bell got back in the gas a little too soon that time. The problem, he's pushed so hard now, his tires are probably going to wear out even earlier into this run. We don't even know if Bell can make it on fuel. He went 24 laps that last run. But the final run of the race, or one of these last two runs, will have to be 25 laps. He's just going to wait it out to the final lap. And with no telemetry, it is going to be a flip of the coin on whether he can actually make it 25 laps. Hey, I've been pitting every 20 to 22 laps. Bell went a couple laps further. He's not going to stretch this run. He's going to go 24 laps this run. Which would take him to lap 65 before he'll pit again. Slider 916, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the road courses are probably the more fun I think I've had on this game. Obviously, this being a repeat road course versus Coda being a completely new road course might be the difference in speed that Bell is showing today. Looking to the high side of Joey Logano. Oh my goodness, not a lot of room there. I don't think he hit the 20. Well, he definitely hit the 11. Little bump to the back of his teammate. He clears Logano for 8th. Pulls Logano as well. That's the second time Bell's gotten into the back of Denny Hamlin. First time it spun him out. Hamlin has regathered himself back into 7th. And he's not giving his teammate any room in the S's there. Larson on the pole at Phoenix. Oh boy, look out, field. Hopefully he doesn't fail pre-race inspection and start at the back. That's just a norm for Larson, but they can't afford to do that tomorrow. It's Timmy Hill who's right in front of the Joe Gibbs cars of Hamlin and Bell. Oh, Bell a little too far wide. That cost him a chance to get to the inside of Hamlin. Hamlin trying to get around Timmy Hill before Bell can maybe pick him. And he may have picked him that time. Hamlin off the curbing, got loose. Bell is clear. Now he's on the outside of Timmy Hill. Into the next braking zone. He clears Hill. The 11 still stuck behind. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe he didn't clear him. Now he does. Now Bell's clear. He's up to 7th. He was able to use Timmy Hill as a pick. Best chance to get around Hamlin. Not sure who's in 6th place. Kevin Harvick. Just saw it up on the leaderboard. Austin Dillon's up to 5th. Good run for Austin Dillon right now. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Can't speed on pit road. That is very true as well. 40 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit. Hogan 10, welcome to the stream. Or C Hogan 10, whatever it is. I agree with you there. I'm on PS4. The road course driving is the best in this game. I feel like the road courses are more forgiving for some reason too, which is weird to say. Not so much in getting back to the gas, but when you make contact. It seems like when you make contact with the road course, it's a lot easier to save the car than... I mean, you make a little bit of contact even at Martinsville. You know, when you're like 50, 60 miles an hour in the middle of the corner and your car wants to spin out. I think Kevin Harvick is the next car in front of Bell. One of the next cars, at least, if not the very next. And yeah, Harvick is the very next car. And Austin Dillon might be the next car ahead of that in 5th place. Byron is no longer in the top 5. I don't know what happened to William Byron, but he lost a lot of time. He's back to 14th. He was in the top 5 before that last pit stop. Maybe he had a pit road speeding penalty. I'm not sure. Harvick checks up. Bell, oh, nudged that left rear corner panel. Harvick didn't give him a lot of room, though, either. That stalled out the run from the 20, getting back to the gas that time. He's going to outbrake him, though, into the S's. Slid the rear tires quite a bit. Side by side, Harvick and Bell. Harvick held him off for one corner. Bell trying to find a way back around him. Oh no, Christopher Bell goes wide into the sand. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Trying to get the car back on the racetrack. Pushed it a little too hard that time. He's got about 15 laps on his tires. 14 to be exact on his tires right now. Locked him up quite a bit that time. Maybe he has some sand on him still. And he fell about 2.5 seconds behind Harvick after going a little bit too far wide there. Wrecked Denny. Not going to wreck Denny. Accidentally spun him out earlier. We're teammates, though. That I'd have to drop back to do it. I'll drop it back now. So we got a fuel mileage race on top of the fact that Bell's trying to come back and win this thing. He's going to go to the outside on Harvick into this corner. Expecting the checkup. Got the checkup. Easy pass that time for Christopher Bell. But, oh boy. More contact with the wall as he holds clear of Harvick. Did not blow the left front tire again. Thankfully enough. Second time he's clipped that wall now during this run. With all the damage already on it, how much more contact to the left side of the left front specifically would it take to blow another tire in this race? Austin Dillon kind of stuck behind Quinn Houff right now. He's not directly behind him, but definitely tell he can't brake as late into the heavier zones because he would run into the back of Houff. Bell going to try to outbrake Austin Dillon. Oh, we got into him. That was with the right front, though. The right front is a little bit more protected than the left front as they make more contact. Bump and run on Austin Dillon. Bell into the top 5 for the first time tonight at Sonoma. With about 34 to go this time by. He's still a long ways behind race leader Kyle Busch. It's going to get risky into the S's. Gets around the slower car of Quinn Houff. Austin Dillon still stuck behind Houff himself. It's going to be a ways until Alex Bowman in 4th place, though. Let's just got to get back to running consistent laps. He will have to pit here in about 8 or 9 laps this time by. And it will hopefully be his final stop of the race. I have not used a steering wheel in this game because my steering wheel for my PS4, the downshifter paddle does not work. So I actually haven't used the wheel in close to about a year now.
Got one left.
So I wouldn't really be able to tell you the difference between the two. Bell struggling to get around Justin Haley. Oh, Haley will loose get back to the gas. It's going to make for a wide entry into the next corner for Haley. Allowed Bell to shoot the gap down to the inside and clears that Spire Motorsports 77 Chevrolet. It almost went off the track there. That was close. It does seem like the car gets tighter and tighter as the run carries on for Bell. Still digging. Yeah, the game's got a lot less bugs on PC, but still got quite a few from what I've heard. Hope AJ wins tonight. Yeah, what's your guys' predictions down in the chat below for who you think is going to win the Xfinity Series Championship tonight? Bell. Oh, that's more contact with the left front. I completely stalled out the lap car of Josh Bilicki. Only got to go about 7 more laps on that left front tire. Hopefully not making too much more contact. Said it a couple laps ago, and I say it again there. Car did not want to turn that time. Want to get it a lot closer down to the curb and just couldn't get it down there. It seems like it's getting tighter in the right-handed corners. I think a lot of it is because we have more damage on the left front than the right front. I just wanting to kind of push the car in the right-handed turns. The left-handed turns, it almost kind of helps it a little bit more. The car is definitely unbalanced. They'll definitely not looking at repairing damage on the next pit stop, though. Can't afford to waste too much more time. Part throttle before winding that gas all the way back up again. I don't see Bowman paying Hamlin back, not with the bumper at least. If they are racing hard against one another, though, and Larson and Elliott is, you know, close enough to Hamlin or maybe ahead of Hamlin, Bowman will try to hold Hamlin up, I feel like. But as far as, like, just flat out dumping him, no, I don't think that's going to happen. That would not be wise for Alex Bowman. But with his teammates of Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott both racing for a championship tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if he races Hamlin pretty hard, not giving much room on the racetrack. But we got to figure, though, like, Bowman was the one who dumped Hamlin last week. I know it was unintentional, but he was still the one that dumped him. And yeah, what Hamlin said afterwards might have rubbed Bowman the wrong way, but again, Hamlin was the one that got dumped last week. Hamlin did not dump anybody last week. So Bowman went out there and dumped Hamlin again. I feel like Bowman would be in the complete wrong for doing that, to be completely honest. Not only it would cost the guy a championship, but, you know, on top of the fact that you were the one that, you know, spun him out last week. It wasn't like he spun you out. I get not wanting to maybe apologize for it as much openly because of what he said afterwards. That's perfectly fair game. But as far as just going out and dumping him 2 weeks in a row for, you know, for what? Like, that just... I mean, I was surprised when Harvick did it to Elliott the second time, though, so I guess... I should say at the Roval, I guess not necessarily the second time. Well, I guess second time they got together. But I've been wrong before. 30 laps to go this time by. I don't think we're going to get to the end of this race before the start of the Xfinity race. We started this at 6:15 today. Obviously, no caution, so it's a pretty quick race pace so far, which is unfortunate. So I wanted to do the live commentary for the Xfinity race. Might not get to it in time. I'll still probably end up doing it, but it unfortunately won't be the full race. So all the curbing back up onto the exit. Lap car David Reagan in last place. The next car up ahead for Christopher Bell to try and catch. No, I don't understand why everybody keeps saying that if Larson doesn't win the championship tomorrow, that nobody else deserves it. You guys do realize Denny Hamlin has a better average finish than Kyle Larson this year, right? So if we were to go under a full season points format, you know, say the Winston Cup points format, Denny Hamlin would be right there with Kyle Larson. Maybe even ahead of him. So if Hamlin goes out and wins the championship tomorrow, I don't want to see anybody talking about he doesn't deserve it, because the guy is just as deserving, if not more deserving, on consistency than Larson. And I will also say, too, that personally I am tired of hearing people say that so-and-so didn't deserve a championship. Just because they're not the most deserving does not mean that they don't deserve it at all. I mean, these are the 4 best drivers all season. No matter what point system you look at, or almost every point system you look at, as I just blew that corner, that they have been the 4 most consistent drivers throughout the year. Maybe make an argument for Kyle Busch being a little more consistent than Chase Elliott, but I don't think Blaney quite would have had Elliott on points, especially with how he ran at Martinsville. But so you maybe could have swapped Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott out. But outside of that, though, I mean, yeah, Hamlin is more consistent. You tell him. I'm like, trust me when I say I'd rather prefer a season-long format than the playoffs. I'm with you guys on that. But we also got to know that if there was no stage racing, there was no... obviously, with the stages in play, you know, if we had, say, a Winston Cup points format right now, it wouldn't even be accurate anyway, because they'd have 2 automatic cautions that were not the case 17 years ago. So the finishes of the races wouldn't even be the same as what they would have been 17 years ago because of pit strategy. Some races they might have been the same, but I guarantee you not all of them would have been. So you can't even, like, plug that format with the way the racing is now because of the stages. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, the races that would go caution-free in 2003 would have at least 2 cautions now that would split the strategy up. So, like, Larson goes out there and, for instance, at Atlanta earlier this year, if there were no stages, Kyle Larson probably would have ran away with the race. There would have been no chance Blaney would have had it catching him in that final stage because he wouldn't have had a final restart and 100 laps to go and get him. Again, he would have been a half a lap behind or more by the time the final stage would have actually started. So, like, kind of like that instance. And there's a lot of other races that would have been changed in outcome because of it, too. Wise words, I mean, that, like, I just feel like, and I don't know exactly where you're coming from because I can't talk to any of you guys face-to-face about it, or anybody face-to-face really about it. of like deservingness of a championship. But whoever wins the title tomorrow or under this points format deserves the title, not only for the current points, system the way it is, the drivers know what they're getting into. That's one thing, but yeah, I agree that they may not be the most deserving, but it doesn't mean they're not deserving at all. I just kind of hate that, like, people are weighing championships won by other drivers under this points format differently than in formats prior. Like, I understand it, and I understand where they're coming from, but it's like, it's just like frustrating. Alex Bowman caught behind a lap car right now who's running a little wide. Bowman slides the tires on corner entry. Oh, man, and he had to check up big time. 38 cars in the wall, and there's a checkup off the exit of that U-turn. And Bell squeezes on by the 48 of Bowman for 4th place. The 38 got in the wall, then the 48 ran into the back of him. Bell got into the back of the 38 as well, but he was able to at least clear the 48 beforehand for 4th place. Anthony Alfredo just costed Bowman that position. Now, Bell probably would have gotten around him eventually, but safety guy at your work used to be NASCAR official. That's pretty cool. What a small world. That was definitely pulling Bowman. He had to check up quite a bit there. Otherwise, he would have went off the racetrack and likely into the wall. Bowman closed a couple car lengths. Top 3 really nowhere in sight for Bell right now, but he is really, really hoping he can make it in just one more stop. He's going to stay out this next time by. This will be a 24-lap run on this fuel tank for Christopher Bell by staying out one more lap, which means that the final run will be 25 laps for him. Goes around Suarez into the next braking zone. Purposely going to the outside to get around Cole Custer. Got a great launch and actually passed Newman on the inside. I don't think he's done that all day off the exit of that corner, passing somebody on the inside. He has on corner entry, but not the exit. Blew by Ryan Newman that time. Second time we've actually passed Newman super easy in this race today. Blew by him like he wasn't even there. Oh no, Bell! Into the back of Blaney, specifically into the right rear with Bell's left front. That could have blown a left front tire too. Bell will pit this time. This is his 24-lap stint again. Trying to get around the 12 car before he gets into the pits. He's going to get to the outside of Blaney. Not sure if Bell can make it another lap on fuel. Assuming he can make it 24 laps like he did on the last run. Passed Ryan Blaney in a good spot there. Muscles around Almirola in the S's. Well, fresh tires are going to be put on the 20 car before anybody else. Final pit stop of the day for Christopher Bell. Can't speed. 40 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. And he did not speed. Nice game. Well, Well, here we go. He got up to 4th place before the final pit stop, and he's pitting early. This should gain him quite a bit of time. This is the money stop for Christopher Bell, but can he make it on gas to the end of the race from here? He may be a lap short. Tough to tell with no telemetry in this game either, but we'll see. We're quite a ways ahead of the 6th place cars. Haven't quite caught Christopher Bell yet. There's a lap car. There goes Austin Dillon. Back to 7th. He makes his way out of the pit lane. Bell gonna have to go 25 laps on fuel to the end of the race. He made it 24 laps each of the last 2 runs. Does he have another lap in that tank extra compared to the prior 2 runs? He's got fresh tires. This is where he has to push hard. And can everybody else make it to the end? They have gone about 30 laps on the last run, so we're expecting that the rest of the field may make it on one more stop as well, but they may be also pretty close. Obviously, from where they're at right now, you would think, taking it even just a lap longer than Bell this time around, that they're going to be better off on fuel than he is. Get her done. Yeah, we'll see. Harvick is that next car in front of Bell. Thing is, Bell might be racing his teammate Kyle Busch of all drivers. A little tap to the left rear of Harvick. Oh, no. Oh, man. I thought that was going to blow a tire. That's a little too early into the run to be making that kind of contact. One driver just pulled into the pit lane that time. Bell going to outbrake Kevin Harvick on corner entry. 37 of Priest checks up just enough that Bell makes a pass on the outside of Priest. There's Austin Dillon in the pits, so Bell back in the top 5. That was Bowman. So Bell just cycled in front of Alex Bowman. Of course, he was in front of him when he came into the pits as well. Brian O'Born, welcome to the stream. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content if you are new. You're watching the finish of the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway on NASCAR 21 Ignition Custom Schedule Season. Race number 9. Christopher Bell trying to go for his 2nd win of the season. First in 3 races since Talladega. It would only be his 2nd top 10 of the year. That's been the struggle. May not get this opportunity again for a while. He had speed at COTA, but he couldn't make it to the end of that race. This one, he may make it to the end. That was the only other road course we had so far this year. We got another road course tomorrow afternoon, noon Eastern Standard Time. At the Indianapolis road course will be the next race of the schedule. Earl Arnold Jr., welcome to the stream as well. As we're tuning in at the correct time here tonight. And remember, though, that Christopher Bell may be a lap short on fuel. He pitted a lap before anybody else. And he's only made it 24 laps in this race on fuel.
1 lap. Clear, clear, clear.
Pulls around Josh Bilicki on the outside through the final corner into that kink and then into turn 1. Yep, this is the own custom schedule. No actual season mode or custom schedule or championship mode or like that in this game, just the career mode. But we have race now available, so we're doing the points ourselves like we would have had to do anyway on NASCAR Heat 5. I figured out why not do it again and just make our own schedule. Bell, again, was 2 laps down at one point in time. He has clawed his way back to 4th. He has not led a lap at all in this race here today. And after this, we will be doing live commentary for the Xfinity Series race in real life tonight. Their championship race will likely end up missing the start of that on the stream, but I think we could probably schedule for the start of Stage 2. Is likely what I'm going to be shooting for. Is likely the start of Stage 2. We'll be doing live commentary there.
Clear, clear.
Again, I had to work today, so I couldn't really get the stream started any sooner because of the time of practicing and making sure we had the right setup coming in. Oh, man. Got a little contact with the 36. Luckily, they were only going about 40 miles an hour. Still going to cost Bell every little bit of contact. Obviously, would put more risk of blowing a tire as well before the end of the race. That curb launched him almost off the track. Yeah, 14 minutes till pre-race coverage ends. Got 21 laps to go this time by. Yeah, the drop of the green flag's probably going to be at either 8:45, 8:50-ish for the Xfinity race. So that's about a half hour from now. 25 minutes to a half hour. It'll be close. I think we'll just miss the start. We'll probably get there by the competition caution. Oh, no, there is no competition caution. I forgot. It was practice and qualifying this week. That's right. Chase Elliott is up to 2nd again. Kyle Larson 3rd. Kyle Busch, who has led the most laps today, is still the leader. Bell trying to run those guys down from 4th. He was 2 laps down. We have not had a caution this entire race so far either. Can't tell who that is in the pit lane. That's Michael McDowell. I thought it was Kyle Busch at first. Saw the yellow car. Thought it might have been M&M's, but it was the Love's machine of Michael McDowell. I think Noah Gragson's got a good shot to win tonight. I'd probably say Cindric, with winning this race last year, is probably the favorite, but Gregson was right up there too, and he's been really good on the short tracks this season, especially really over the last couple months. The shorter tracks he won at Darlington and Richmond. I think this will play into his wheelhouse tonight. I think it's going to come down to Cindric and Gregson. Power sliding. Problem is, he can't even save fuel right now because he's having to run down the leaders. So being a lap short, he can't even think about saving. He's got a lot of lap traffic coming up in front of him, too. Got to make quick, clean passes. He's going to start on Chris Buescher. Buescher backs out. He'll let Bell go. No pressure there. Oh, man, Bell almost went off the track. Got some cars pitting just up ahead. Not all of them pit, though. Bell to the inside of Ross Chastain. He passes him. Chastain going to try to cross him over, but they're too slow in that corner. So a lot of those were lap cars that pit ahead of Bell, which is actually going to help him because that's less cars he'll have to pass before he can hopefully get to the leaders if he has enough time to get to them. Lewis getting back to the gas on top of the curb in there. Yeah, the Xfinity Series stream will be in a different stream. Not going to continue that onto here. This is a separate full race live stream. Well, working the throttle. Trying to get around the 14. Briscoe maybe holding him up now. A little bit of room opens up in the center of the corner. Bell passes and power slides past the 14 car. Stays in the gas while sliding through it. Somehow kept the car straight. Allowed him to outmaneuver Daniel Suarez as well. There's quite a few drivers a lap down. Suarez in 14th. And he is well a lap down. Byron keeps moving backwards. He's back to 18th now. Cindric's had a very poor night so far. There he is in 39th still. That's where he was the last time we saw him. Ooh, he drove it in deep though. Comment down below, where do you think we'll finish? Second time he's passed a car on the inside off the exit. That second to last turn, that U-turn. Finishing end of the racetrack. Both of them were lap cars. Ryan Newman the first time, and then that time easily on BJ McLeod. Mr. Goat, welcome to the stream. Mr. Goat thinks he'll finish first. Tyler says third. Yeah, no track map. I mean, we can't tell where any of the leaders are until we get super close enough to them. Then we'll be able to see interval time, but it's going to be a little bit... Oh, every little instance where he goes wide like he did right there costed just a little bit of time. And again, we don't even know if Bell can make it on fuel. Bell may be a lap short. Everybody pitted a lap after him. A lap or more after him. Really, we had cars pitting up until a couple laps ago still. So he's going to have to go 25 laps on this run. He only made it 24 laps on each of the last two runs. Closes in on Eric Jones. Trying to get to the outside. Jones really pinched him off. Oh, he's still blocking him. Look at how wide Christopher Bell went into the kink to try and get around the 43. He's still on the outside into turn one. See, the stuff like that is definitely where Bell needs to get around the lap traffic quicker, but Jones cut him no slack. Eric in 13th place position, too, so a lot of these cars closer to the top 10 are obviously quick, and they'll be harder to pass in general. Jones did not make it easy on the 20. Of course, this was Eric Jones's ride last season and prior. Last couple seasons, he drove the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing from 2018 to 2020. They'll looking for a second career win here tonight in a 4-race stretch. And this will be the third race we'll finish in a 4-race stretch as well. Assuming we can last the final 17 and a half laps now. Closing on Cody Ware. Into the S's, just barely got around him. Really good set of corners that time for Bell. They have to go to the outside. Timmy Hill, 53 of Joey Gase. Bell blows around him on the high side. There's no way Kyle Busch is only 2.8 seconds ahead of us. We're still in 4th place yet. I don't trust those intervals. Because, see, Larson's interval changes from like 10 seconds down to like 3.5 right there. And he's in 3rd. That's not going to help Bell slow down so much. The sand kind of slows him down as it is, which is actually nice because any other track you go wide and try to punch back into the gas, you're probably going to spin out in this game. But the sand kind of catches you here all the way around the track at Sonoma, so it's a little bit more forgiving in this game if you get 2 tires off. It is hard to turn the car back, but it's better than it just spinning right around on you. I'd say the road courses are better in this game, but the AI on the road courses are not better in this game. As far as like the physics go for just yourself, I actually like the road courses better than Heat 5, but the AI, I mean, at Coda and like 2 particular corners, the S's were one of them. They check up way too much, and here at Sonoma, there's like 4 different areas of the track. They check up way too much in the center of the corner, which is why we're as fast as we are with all the damage. Just imagine if we didn't have any damage and qualified better, then we would have actually probably already would have been in the lead and just dominated this race. But instead, we were back in traffic at the start. We blew a right front tire at lap 7, a left front tire at lap 17, which put us 2 laps down, barely 2 laps down. We were able to get around Kyle Busch on about 17-lap pressure tires within a couple laps, pitting that second lap down. But having to come back, going off strategy to try and give him some fresh tire advantages, over 20-lap fresh tire advantages on 2 occasions, on top of the fact that he still has a very, very fast car. Traffic hasn't really helped him out in this final run so far compared to the prior runs leading up to this one. Good news is there hasn't really been any traffic ahead of him that last lap, and so far in front of him on this lap, it doesn't look like that's the case either. And 15 laps to go this time by at Sonoma. I think Larson's the next car ahead of Bell now. I think. Again, Larson in third. 3 Hendrick Chevys and 2 Joe Gibbs Toyotas in the top 5. Hard on the brakes that time was Bell. And yes, Kyle Larson is the next car ahead of Christopher Bell. A couple lap cars not that far in front of Kyle Larson as well. Bell about 2 to 2.5 seconds behind Larson. He's closing in quickly. Actually, Chase Elliott is the next car in front of Larson, not a lap car. That is the Napa number 9. So there is second and third place right in front of Bell as Bell closes quickly. Keselowski at 12th would be the next lap car. Oh, Bell's going to go wide. He's going to go off the course. It's going to cost him some time. Really good into that corner. Not so much in this one. Taking the long way around. That was a lot of time lost for Bell. Right back to 2.5 seconds behind Larson again. It seems like Larson's closing in on Chase Elliott too, though. Big stack up in that U-turn. Bell gets to Larson. Larson holds on. But Bell's within striking distance now. Into turn 1. Closes. Into the S's for third. Bell blows around Kyle Larson. And now right behind Chase Elliott for second. Again, Bell has not led a lap today. This is as high in the running order as he has been since his win at Talladega 3 races ago. Oh, he almost got it in the back of Elliott. He's going to go wide, and Larson's going to get back around him. Big slide back up onto the curbing. 2 laps in a row. Bell has gone a little bit wide in that same corner. Larson pulled in the last lap, and then this lap. He was already ahead of Larson. Larson got him back. Oh, braked maybe a little too early. He didn't want to overrun this corner again this time. But with backing it up, it allows him to beat Larson back to the gas. Elliott blows by the lap car. Keselowski into the assist. What a pass by Christopher Bell. Blows around Larson for third. Most difficult spot to pass cars. Bell's done it with lap cars all day, but now he did it with the third place car. Big run on Keselowski. There's Kyle Busch. He's stuck in lap traffic. Bell almost blew the corner into the back of Elliott. That would have been bad. Elliott's slow. Getting back to the gas, and Bell side by side with Chase Elliott for second place. Elliott with a block. Remember, Chase trying to win back-to-back races. He just won last night. Just coming in off a win at Martinsville. Larson was closing in on Elliott, but Elliott and Bell have pulled away from Larson. 3 lap cars between Kyle Busch and then the battle for second. Elliott slides the tires. Look at how late into the braking zone he went there as he tries to close on the 19 to Truex. Truex may hold up Elliott. Of course, that is a teammate of Christopher Bell. Oh, Elliott almost slides into the 19. Bell's going to go wide. Oh, no. Christopher Bell is in the wall. 3 wide on the high side does not work. And I believe he has blown a right front tire. He has. A daring 3 wide move. We have not seen 3 wide all day long until right there, and Bell just ran out of racetrack. Yeah, that right front is down. Bell can't get the car to turn. It'll be right side tires only for Bell. No fuel either. Got to make it a quick stop. Oh my goodness. Bell was closing. Now he's got to put right sides on the car. He lost a lot of time there. His only hope now is to get a yellow. Maybe they can't make it on gas. Bell probably should have just taken a half a can there. Right sides only. I don't know why we were sitting there for an extra couple seconds. Position-wise, he's still running 5th. But his shot of winning the race might have just went out the window. I don't know how the handling's going to be with taking right sides only there. But man, oh man, that was just... tough. Battling 3 wide for second as Elliott and Bell tried to split the lap car who was in 11th of Martin Truex Jr. Bell is still on the lead lap, and he's still in 5th place, but... just pull a Harvick. Well, we didn't get intimidated. I just overdrove the car. Wow, this car's really loose with just the 2 tires on it. I mean, it is 2 fresher tires than everybody else. That is a bummer. Oh, wow, Bubba Wallace challenging back on the high side. I mean, maybe they won't make it on fuel, but... I mean, Bell didn't take fuel anyway either, so if they don't make it, Bell's probably not going to make it either. I should have taken a half a can there. We had time to at least take a half can with taking right sides. At least we had the option to do that in this game. Unlike the heat games. I feel so bad for myself. I mean, this is... what a comeback from 2 laps down to get up to side by side, actually 3 wide really for second place. And Bell should have just waited behind Truex. They weren't that far behind the race leader, Kyle Busch. And now Bell's got to hope that these tires are going to be quick enough to run down the leaders. And obviously he's going to need those leaders to get in lap traffic as well. He's only got 11 laps to go this time by. Maybe we get a caution, but we've seen Bell blow 3 tires today. Twice the right front, and then the left front once as well. Oh my goodness. Tried to outbrake Blaney on the high side in that corner. That didn't work. Blaney pulls him. Oh no. Bell's got to be careful not to overrun the car too much here. He gets into Blaney's right rear. You don't want to blow another tire. That might cost him a top 10.
One left.
And he's challenging back.
Still next to you. Clear.
Oh my goodness. Bell couldn't hold the high side at all. Blaney gets right back by.
One left. All clear.
NASCAR. I can't tell if I'm pushing it. It doesn't feel like I'm pushing it that much harder than what it was before. Maybe that's just that extra fine line that's causing Bell to overrun the corner since leaving the pits about 2 to 3 laps ago. Wanted to go to the high side, but he didn't want to go that wide. Almirola gave him just enough room. Almirola lap car in 21st. Yeah, I'm definitely regretting not taking a half a can, because if we are a lap short on fuel and we had our chance to at least not top off, but just put the half a can in, just enough to make it that extra lap, it wouldn't have cost us any extra time in the pits. They could have gotten a half a can in before they changed the red side tires. Especially with having to go around the car to the right side first anyway. Obviously, Bell not repairing damage either in the pits. Didn't try to pull those fenders out. That's probably causing the car to not help with its turn as well. Benedetto backs out of the gas and lets Bell go in the S's. Come on, car. I don't think it's me pushing the car too hard anymore. I think the car's just not wanting to turn. Nine laps to go at the Sonoma Raceway. Kyle Busch trying to go for his second win of the season. Remember, though, Chase Elliott was running him down. Elliott was running down Busch along with Bell. I think that's a 48 of Bowman just up ahead. He was far enough behind those other guys that I think Bell should be able to catch back up to Bowman. And depending on how far back Larson fell as well, we might actually have a chance for third. Maybe Elliott and Busch tangle, who knows? The AI do wreck on this game. That wasn't a perfect corner by any means, but it wasn't that bad. Barely caught the sand. Emord69, welcome to the stream. Bell down to the inside. Oh, man. Almost turned himself off the front bumper of Tyler Reddick. He just completely took Reddick's line away in the middle of the corner. That was all Bell's fault right there. Did not give Reddick any room whatsoever. Trying to make his way around Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to the outside. It's the same spot he tried to get around Blaney there as well. He's going to have to give the spot back up. It didn't matter anyway. He was on the gas getting through the sand. He lost time going through there anyway. Really good run back to the throttle. Bell did not lift and just ran right in the back of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Oh, Stenhouse didn't appreciate that. He threw the block. Bell locked the tires up to try and keep it off of Stenhouse. Both cars going a bit wide. There's the 48 car of Alex Bowman. Schneider caught him quickly. Got two fresher right side tires. It's going to help the grip more so in the left-handed turns, not so much in the right-handed turns. Here's a left. It's going to be able to get a little bit later into the braking zone. But now into the right-hand corner, he's having struggles trying to pick the throttle back up. He's side-by-side with the 48, but that allows Bowman to hang on. Battle for fourth. This time, Bell hung in there on the high side. Bell trying to challenge back as they've been side-by-side for about 4 corners now. Bell will have the advantage into the right-hander, but can he get the car to turn? Use the curbing to its advantage, clearing Bowman for 4th place. Bell has shown resiliency coming from 2 laps down. He's been as high as 3rd in the running order. He was actually 3 wide for 2nd, splitting a lap car at Truex before blowing that last right front tire. Only dropped back 2 positions. Fairly quick pit stop, although it wasn't the quickest stop. Could have been slower. We'll have 6 laps to go this time by at Sonoma. And how is the fuel situation for Christopher Bell, who is now up to 4th place? He may be a lap short. If he wins this race, he's going to do it pitting in extra time because that right side tire only stopped there not that long ago. Just a reminder, coming up next on the channel, NASCAR Xfinity Series full race live commentary for the real race, the championship race at Phoenix. That will be on a separate stream. The doubleheader is a part of your guys' Saturday night. Never know. I mean, there's all those drivers not only could have been affected by lap traffic, but maybe they could have been racing each other pretty hard too. You never know. Speaking of racing hard, Bell a little wide there. That's going to cost him time. Bell's going to fight to the very end. 5 laps to go and they get back down to the bottom of the hill. Quite a few cars up here. Into the hairpin. I don't think Bell's going to catch... Well, I guess he'll catch the 17 of Busher. Passes him quickly on the high side. There it is, 5 laps to go at Sonoma. Oh man, Bell into the right side of Chastain. The left side of his race car. Knocking the 42 out of the way. Can't get the car to turn though. Chastain may cross him over and does. Oh, and Chastain with a block on Bell. He didn't appreciate the contact a little bit before that. I don't think you can blame Chastain for being upset with Christopher Bell there. Bell sends it into the next hairpin. And he actually, I don't know how, but he was able to pass the 42 cleanly. Bell going to have to go to the high side of the 14. Chase Briscoe. That pit road entrance is dangerous where that's at, but he wanted to be the high side, trying to avoid that checkup like he did right there. Actually passed Timmy Hill getting up to speed as well as Eric Jones. Hill on the inside. He was still on the outside when he got to the 43 of Eric Jones. We got 4 laps to go at Sonoma, assuming, again, that Kyle Busch is still the leader. Actually, no, up on the leaderboard, Chase Elliott leads this race. So Chase Elliott has ran down the 18 of Kyle Busch. Bell into that right rear of David Reagan. Oh, Bell just doors a 36. They're trying to drive a dump truck with all the damage on the car. Super, super tight. Chase Elliott now just trying to pull away and fend off Kyle Busch. Well, we know 4 more times into the second to last turn. Oh my goodness, Bell. Into the wall. That's going to cost him some time. Thank goodness he didn't blow a left front tire. I thought that might have been the second time we were going to blow that left front in this race. It would have been the 4th time total we would have blown. The tire blew the right front twice already. Hopefully we can get through that second to last turn pretty well the next 3 times. Barely kept it off the 37 of Priest. Bell on the high side. They'll be able to pass him here. Nice and cleanly. Closes on the 77 now. Justin Haley. Haley slides the front tires. Bell trying to make a nice clean pass. It looked like Haley just got out of the gas and let Bell go. And not sure where the leaders are exactly. Got 2.5 laps left. Will we go to overtime, or will this race go caution-free? Could be the second caution-free race of the year. Only other one was Talladega. Bell won that race. Again, Chase Elliott leads. Kyle Busch second. Kyle Larson third. Into the S's and coming in hot. It's Christopher Bell. Oh, man. Almost made contact with the 52. Josh Bilicki in the 52 car, but Bell makes a nice clean pass. Oh, that bounced off the curb, sent him wide. That was the curbing that set the 20 car wide that time.
Stay right. Clear all around. Stay left.
Contact with Keselowski. We got one car in the pits. I don't know who that is. Truex. Kyle Busch is in the pits. Hold on a second. Kyle Busch might have been out of fuel as he pit. Somebody else just pit ahead of Bell as well. I'm not sure who it was. It was either Larson or Elliott. But Christopher Bell now with 2 laps to go is up to second place.
All clear.
We mentioned it could be a fuel mileage race still to the end for Bell, but what about the rest of the field? A lap and a half still to go.
Got one right.
Bell is up to second place. I definitely saw Kyle Busch in the pits. I don't know who else was there. It was either Larson or Elliott.
All right, hold your line.
Bell on the high side. He's going to blow the corner. That's the second time that Bell has blown that corner trying to pass the car on the outside. Still in second place. He was far enough ahead of the cars behind him, but who is the other car that's still ahead of him, and can they make it to the end? It's Larson. Larson is the leader. He has not won this season, trying to become the 8th different winner in the 9th race of the year. Elliott and Busch ran out of fuel coming to 2 to go. We don't know if Bell can make it to the end yet. Larson is still quite a ways, likely ahead of Bell, especially with that mistake Bell just made not that long ago. But can Larson and Bell make it on fuel to the end? It's up to the dirt car racers. Bell has not led a single lap in this race today. More cars are pitting this time. Is Larson one of them? Or will Larson try to make it? Larson's in the pits! Bell's going to take the lead as they come to the white flag. The leaders have ran out of gas, but now can Christopher Bell make it? That was the first lap Bell has led all day long, and it's because the leaders ran out of fuel. Larson ran out coming to the white flag. Elliott and Busch ran out the lap before. We'll bump to the back of the 51 of Cody Ware. Next car in line behind the 20 is likely Alex Bowman. Also without a win this season, but can Bell coast it back around to the finish? Remember, Bell didn't take a half a can when he was in the pits last. He's got a half a lap. He's kind of sitting behind Cody Ware right now. Top of the hill. Now, the good thing is he can probably coast it all the way down to the bottom.
Still there.
But not sure who is in second place behind him anymore. So he pulls out, makes the pass in the hairpin on Cody Ware. This is unbelievable. Into the S's. 4 more turns. No sputtering out of the 20 car yet. 2 turns to go for Christopher Bell. He'll make it a fuel mileage race at Sonoma as he gets back to the gas and passes Austin Cindric. Checkered flag waves. Christopher Bell gets career win number 2 on a fuel mileage win at Sonoma. Leading only the final 2 laps of the race. Are you kidding me? Kyle Busch brings it home in second. The gas and go only stop for Busch, Elliott, and Larson still finished them second through fourth. A 16-second margin of victory for Bell, with Busch having to pit with 2 to go, and Larson pitting coming to the final lap. And from 2 laps down, Bell made it, and he actually pitted the same amount of times as the leaders, with them having to pit right at the end. That is unbelievable. What a comeback for Christopher Bell. And that is why you don't give up, ladies and gentlemen. From 2 laps down to winning the race, he only led the final 2 laps. And we get to view victory lane. First win with Ream as a sponsor for Bell. He won in the DeWalt car at Talladega. Try and try and try and try again. This team fought through so much adversity all day long. Well deserved for Christopher Bell in wine country. Unbelievable. Oh, we didn't get to look at the results. I keep forgetting it logs you out of the race. Oh, that's not good. We only know what the top 12 is. That is not good for trying to figure out the point standings. Yeah, we only know the top 12. I mean, the only thing I could do is just kind of go back through by position where everybody was running the last time we saw them. But that's going to take me a while to do. But I will try to get. I will try to do that. That might not be exact finish, but man, penalty, can't stand in the car. Yeah, we didn't have to serve any penalties today. We never cut the court. Well, we did when we blew the tire, but we weren't gaining any time by doing it. Couldn't turn the car. We were only going like 50, 60 miles an hour when we did it anyway. That is unbelievable. I cannot believe that we just won this race. Christopher Bell wins a thriller at Sonoma. We led 2 laps. We were 2 laps down after blowing a tire twice in the first 17 laps. Then we blew a tire again with about 13 to go. Pit thought it was over. Was banking on a caution, never got it. But the leaders ran out of gas. "25 laps to the end was just enough." I don't know if we could have made it another lap or how many more laps we could have made it after that. But that was the longest we went on a single fuel run the entire race. And maybe even saving having to go to the pit lane that extra time at the end was just enough to save gas coming down the hill that final time too. Who knows? Crazy stuff. Well, who would have thought the way the season started that through the first quarter of the season we'd actually get 2 wins on NASCAR 21 Ignition. And that's the 3rd race we have finished of the last 4. We go road course racing again tomorrow on the channel at noon Eastern Standard Time at the Indianapolis Road Course for race number 10 of the custom schedule season. That will be live streamed on the channel. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you guys in a couple of minutes for the NASCAR Xfinity Series live commentary. That race is underway right now. This ran a little bit longer than expected, but we will get that in. Hope to see you guys then. Hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss the start of that stream. And I'll see you guys here in a few minutes. Thanks for watching this wild race. Christopher Bell wins the Toyota Save Mart 350. In a Toyota, what are the odds? Another one for Joe Gibbs Racing. 7 of 9 now.